All right. Well, hello, everyone. I am excited today to have Miranda with me. She is a mom of two littles, and she has an Etsy shop and is the owner of Desert in Bloom Company. So welcome, Miranda. So happy to have you today.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about your Etsy store and what you sell.
So right now I'm selling DIY kits for bookbinding and hand lettering. I started off with baby accessories though.
So what made you make that shift over? Do you still do baby accessories, or are you just strictly in the creative space right now?
I would say in the creative space. I still have a lot of inventory for baby stuff.
Uh-huh.
I don't have it listed right now, but yeah, I'm just doing different stuff. That's just my personality, so I'm going with it.
I like that. I think that's great. So, at what point in your life did you decide to venture into the creative outlet and start an Etsy shop to begin with? Kind of share that journey for us.
So I had my first son, and a couple months after I had him, I was really struggling with my identity a little bit. I was dedicating all my time and energy to him and no time to myself. And I kind of asked myself, who am I? I don't even know what I like to do anymore, or what I do for fun, or what I'm interested in. And so one of my friends thought it would be fun if I started to sew. I had no idea how to sew. So she lent me a sewing machine that she had. Another friend lent me some tools that she didn't use anymore and some fabric. And one of them came over and just taught me how to thread it and how to do some basic stitches. And so I started sewing stuff for my little guy, just pacifier clips and blankets. And then I
Mhm.
started making gifts for friends who were having babies. And then I decided to I had a friend who messaged me who has an Etsy shop, and she said that I should try selling them. She thought that it would be a good idea, that it would go really well. And so I had a couple friends who have Etsy shops who kind of guided me into that journey.
So, I hear that having an Etsy shop is a pretty affordable way to get going. There's not a lot of fees. Is it pretty easy to get set up and going?
Definitely. Just to initially have your website is or have your shop on Etsy is completely free.
Okay.
To list any of your items, it's 20 cents anytime you
Okay.
list anything. And then you don't pay anything else unless you sell something. If you sell something, they take a transaction fee.
Okay.
So it ends up being really affordable because if you don't sell a single thing on Etsy, I think I calculated it out. The first time I put up my listings, I think I would have lost $5 if I didn't sell one single thing. I would
Oh,
have been
that's
out
great.
maybe $5. So
So that
really
is
easy way.
that is a super great way to get going. And just to kind of explore too, I know that a lot of the moms I have talked to have put stuff on Etsy at one time or another, but we really haven't got into the nitty gritty of it. So that's why I was really excited to kind of hear your journey and how it's worked out for you. But has it been kind of fun to just try some things out and just to kind of see what that demand is? Has that kind of guided you a little bit, or have you taken more of an approach of, you know what, this just feels right, I'm excited about this right now, so I'm just going to go for it?
I've tried out both actually, and I think this is a really good question. I think it's an important question because sometimes as a business owner, you wonder, do I go make what is in demand or do I make what I love? And you should
Right.
always make what you love,
I like
or else you will not want to do it anymore. You won't
that.
want to keep your Etsy shop open if you're just making stuff for other people. It's not fun. It's not fun that way. I remember I made something for the shop, and my husband asked me, "Why are you making that? You don't like making it." I'm like, "Well, I think it'll sell really well and it'll be nice to have like a product that's selling well to support the business." And he told me, if you're doing anything that's motivated by money, it's not going to work for especially for your personality. It's not going to work out. I can already tell you. And he was 100% correct. I was so frustrated anytime I had to keep sewing this item and when it wasn't selling well, or it was huge frustration for me. And so now I just sell what I love and I just dive into what I'm passionate about. And I did this purple crayon challenge. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's by Kayla Leah Rich, and she, in the challenge, she said, only do things that you'll love enough for yourself. Like, you'll love it enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So her examples like, I have this purple hutch and nobody else loves it, but I love it so much that I love it enough for everybody else. If nobody else loved it, I have so much love for it that it doesn't matter. And so I've tried to stick with that in my business, is making things that I love so much that I'm just happy that I made it, even if it doesn't sell very well or nobody else likes it. I love it that much that it doesn't matter to me.
I love that. That's great advice. So, what are your most favorite items that you're creating right now and selling?
My favorite is the bookbinding kits. I love paper, I love stationery, I love journaling, and so that's how it started off. Was I wanted to make this journal that was exactly what I wanted, because I couldn't find a journal that had the cover and the paper
Mm.
and the page type that I wanted, so I learned how to make my own. And I think it's so exciting because I thought making my own book would be so hard. And when I started to learn how to do it, I realized anybody could do this. It's pretty simple, it's very inexpensive, and I want everyone to try it.
Yeah, that's great. So, do you think there is any training or education needed then to get going in this particular niche and industry? It sounds like if you just are willing to take some time and to find some things that you enjoy and learn how to make them, then that's almost all you need to do.
Yeah. I think the most helpful thing you can have, you don't necessarily need any training, but something that would be very helpful is having some kind of mentor
I
to
love
help
that.
you get started. Like, my friends who have successful Etsy shops helped me, and just the little things that they taught me how to do made my business more successful and caused, well, it saved me from a lot of stress.
Yeah. So, what are some of those little tips and tricks that you could share with maybe a teen out there that's considering this as a possible future career option?
So when you're starting your Etsy shop, there are a couple things that are really important, and that's the title. How you title your shop will be how people find your items. And the second thing is tags. You're able to put certain tags on your products. So for example, if I was doing a pacifier clip, they allow you 13 tags, and I would use the most effective words. So I would say pacifier clip, baby accessories, baby thing. I would just use all these words
Mm.
that would come up in a search if I wanted people to find my item. And so those two things, the title and the tags, are very important. And if you want to have good titles and tags, it's great to do some research on some products that are similar to yours. That was great advice from one of my friends. She told me to get on Etsy, search an item that was similar to mine, and see how they were titling their search or their product and why it came up first.
That's super smart. I see that you have a super cute logo. Did you design that yourself, or were you able to get some help in that as well?
I have a friend who is a graphic designer and she did it for me.
Oh, so
So
wonderful.
I
It's
would also
super
say
cute.
trade as much as you can. So my friend is a graphic designer and I'm selling baby stuff. And so I traded her baby stuff for designing my logo. And that is a great way to get your business started, is to do these little trades or to do these networkings. For example, my friend had an extra sewing machine she wasn't using, so she let me use hers. She had fabric she was getting rid of, so she gave that to me. And so starting my business was very cost effective for my family.
That's perfect. And that transitioned right into the next question. So now that you've kind of transitioned out of the baby space and more into the creative space, do you feel like it's still been pretty cost effective for all of those things that you're creating and selling?
I think so. One of the pluses of doing things that I love is that a lot of the cost is comes just from it being one of my hobbies. And so I for the bookbinding kits, I already had all of this paper that I've been collecting for so long
Yeah.
because I love paper so much, and I was able to price them at a very low price because I was just basically giving away stuff that I already had.
Nice. That's perfect. Do you think that you'll be transitioning into anything new and different? Have your wheels been spinning at all? Have you been thinking about another fun product?
Yes, they are always spinning. That I like I said, I keep going back to doing something you love and something you're passionate about because it's something that you just think of and it doesn't feel like work. It feels like you're just doing what you love and having fun. And I'll be cooking dinner or taking care of my kids, and all of these ideas are popping up in my head of things I want to do, things I want to share. And so having an Etsy shop is very exciting for that reason because you are in complete control over that.
That's super fun. So, how do you market yourself? I know that you do have an Instagram account and you have people DM you if they want to order something. You have the Etsy shop. Are those your two main platforms? Have you gone through any other social media sites to kind of get some momentum?
I do have Facebook. I have found that I don't get very much feedback or interest on Facebook, but I have it because there are some groups that use my products and like to tag my Facebook account.
Okay.
I think Instagram is the best platform right now
I would agree.
because that's where people, they like to get on there to socialize, they like to get on there to shop. It's a great free marketing tool, and I think that's why it's so popular. It's because its platform is perfect for marketing.
For sure. So how much time did it take you to get your shop up and running then? Was it a pretty quick transition and do you feel like you're profitable pretty quick, or is there a longer curve to get you to that point?
I think that there are some details that actually take a while. If you're doing an Etsy shop, you definitely want to have great pictures. That is going to help your product sell a lot better, a lot faster if you have great pictures of your product, and if you have a really great description of your product as well. So I did take some time and did some research about how I should describe my product, and I did take some time to take pictures of my products. And yeah, I think that did take a little while because I wanted those to be good.
Mhm.
But I would say if you're nervous about it, just to get started, even if you take some pictures on your phone and they're not the best way is to just jump in because you can always improve along the way. And if you find you're getting lost in that trap of taking so long to have the perfect website or have the perfect pictures or the perfect description, don't waste your time. Just get it out there and improve from there.
I love that advice. That's so great because I think sometimes we're paralyzed by fear and we don't move forward when we just really just need to go for it and see what happens. So with two littles at home, I mean that's pretty much a full-time job. So when and how do you fit in this job into your life?
It can be hard. With my first child, it was a lot easier because I only had one nap time to worry about. He would nap, I would work, or I'd put him to bed and I would work. But now that I have a 4 month old, her schedule is crazy and it's always changing.
Right.
So I tried to do 30 minutes in the morning of just some initial replying back to messages or emails, a little bit of networking where I comment or talk to other companies just to be in conversation with other people. And then the rest of the morning, I spend it with my kids. And then at lunchtime, since my husband's working from home right now, it's been really nice because at lunch, I can take 20 minutes to post something on my social media sites. It's really important if you are on social media to be present every day. You want to be on there every day almost. And so he gives me 20 minutes to make a quick video. So I'll sketch it out really quick and what I want to do. If I'm doing a hand lettering video, I'll just sketch it out, make that video, and then I have lunch with my family. So it works out really well. It took a while to get this system down. It was a little hectic for a while. So I just want everyone to know that it's not going to be perfect. Your schedule's going to keep changing. The way you do things will always change. But right now it's 30 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes at lunch, and then if I can, an hour at night. We have dedicated 2 nights a week where I do just work and he takes care of the kids so that I can get like at least 4 hours a week. with if I'm making stuff or packaging, sending stuff out, I know I have that dedicated time, so it doesn't stress me out. I think it's important to have dedicated time when you know things are going to get done, because if not, you're thinking about it all day, you're stressed out about it all day, you don't know when it's going to get done. But if you tell yourself, okay, Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are my days to make products, you won't stress out the rest of the week.
That's perfect. I love how you're organized because that makes a huge difference. And it is ever changing, unfortunately. But I think the good news is as those kiddos get a little bit older, there's also a little bit more flexibility. So that's kind of fun and something to think about as well. So what are your most favorite parts of your business and your least favorite parts of your business right now?
My favorite part is sharing what I love to do. It's exciting to be able to create a product and then have somebody be just as excited as you are about it. That I love that. The part that I don't like is probably listing things on Etsy. You have to list the photos and then you have to type out all the information and you have to list the description. And that's more of a tedious process and less of a creative process for me. So that's not my favorite.
So, do you have any advice for like-minded teens to know if this is a good fit for them? Like, I can really tell just from our conversation today that the creative side is your jam. Like, you just really love being creative. And so, what does it take? How do they know if this is something they can really be passionate about?
Just try it, especially at a young age, to be able to try it and fail and move on to something else when you have less at risk or when you have more time, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
is it's a great opportunity to start now. I actually have a young girl that I work with. She actually just graduated this year, but last year she went to a lot of craft shows with me and boutiques, and she sold her stuff, and she was able to now, when she first started, she just brought her stuff and set it up with mine, and now she has an Instagram account, she has little business cards and little like price sheets and more of a focus. And so it's been exciting to see her grow a little bit over this last year and now have this baseline where she can keep growing her business if she wants to, or if she tried it out and doesn't like it, she can take a step back. Luckily, a lot of these craft markets and boutiques allow for young um, girls to bring their crafts and sell them for free. So for example, I'd have to pay a fee to be in it.
Right.
And then sometimes they even take a commission of your sales if they're the ones who are running the cash register. But they have like these programs where kids or young men, young women can bring their products for free and they don't take commission at all and they can sell their stuff. And so that would be a great thing to look into, and to just take your stuff to one of those shows. You wouldn't have to pay anything. If you made some money, that'd be great, but you're not losing any money by taking it there.
I love that. And you're never too young to start. And the exciting thing too is all of these young women and high schoolers, they are pros at social media, right?
Yeah.
They have those accounts, they have those followers. And so it feels almost second nature to them to get themselves out into the world. So I love the thought of just trying things out, experimenting and just growing those talents. And I really love that you were able to be a mentor and have her tag along with you initially to kind of show her how it works, and then now she's able to kind of go off on her own and do some of her own things too. So that's super exciting. Fabulous advice. um, is there anything else, any other advice or anything that you want to leave before we wrap up this interview today?
Um, I would say just start. Don't be afraid to start. The reason why I chose the name, my husband helped me choose the name Desert in Bloom Company, is because Desert in Bloom is a symbol of growing through adversity.
Mhm.
So don't be afraid to bloom where you're planted. and don't think that you can't do it or you don't have the means to do it, because we all have adversity in our lives and we can all do something beautiful and be creative and be successful in our own way. And so I would just encourage any young woman who wants to do it to just get started, find a mentor, ask people, network, talk to a bunch of different people and get started, because you'll be amazed at how many people want to help, how many people reach out, all these opportunities that will pop up, and it will be so much fun to do. And if they want a mentor, I would love to mentor or help anyone get their Etsy shop started. I think that is one of the funnest things to do, is when I get to help friends or other young women get their Etsy shop started, has been probably my favorite part of this whole process.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Miranda. I am so excited that things fell into place for you. You found your talent, you found your inspiration, your passion. It's so exciting to see all the moms out there doing what they love and getting paid to do it and getting to spend their free time creating wonderful things and helping others. So grateful for your time today, sharing all those wonderful words of advice. And I will be sure to put a link to your Instagram account, and also so they can get over to your Etsy shop and hopefully support you as a mom working full-time as a caretaker for kiddos first. And then, of course, maybe, are you going to be at the Barn Boutique coming up here soon?
No, I wish I could, but I'm nursing my baby girl and
It's
it's
just a
too
bad
hard
time.
to be gone for
Yes,
a certain amount of time. So not this
that's
time,
okay.
but I do love that boutique.
Yeah, that's okay. We will definitely support you online. Thank you again, Miranda. Had such a great time today.
Thank you.
Bye.